Hi, everybody. Welcome to our first nutrition for the spring semester. My name is Heather Pearson-Vieta, and I'm the Associate Director for Residential Life, and I am excited to be preparing some overnight oats with all of you today. First up, I just want to name, I'm in my kitchen. I have a 4-year-old. He is running around in the house at the moment. He might make an appearance. My apologies in advance. With all that, I hope you really enjoy what we have to prepare for today. Our goal with this activity really is we want to talk about accessible, easy, affordable meals that students can make when life gets really busy. And one of my favorite things about overnight oats is it's very fast to make. And you can make a lot to last you through the week, so you don't have to worry about making something in the morning. You can prep it and eat it on the go, or have a nice nutritious meal at home as soon as you start your day. So with that said, this program and this activity is brought to you by a few different folks. We've co-developed and implemented the nutrition series between health education promotion, basic needs, and housing and residential life. And so we, thinking about those goals in mind, are really excited to be offering the series this year and through the spring semester. A few other notes about the activity today. We are recording this video, so just want to make sure everyone is aware of that. We also hope to be able to make this available for you to view at a later point in time. You are more than welcome. In fact, we'd love for you to make the dish alongside with me. But if you're not able to, or if you want to come back and revisit, we hope that this video will be available for you later on. And if you have questions or comments, feedback, you can definitely add that into the chat. We'll be able to address and share out as we go on. And I do want to note, my daily life, I work in housing. I am a mom and a student and a lot of things going on. I am not a professional cook, but as I mentioned with the overnight oats, one of the things I appreciate about it is something I feel like I can do and do pretty quickly, particularly in the busyness of the day-to-day, particularly in our COVID world at the moment. So that said, let's get on with the dish. So I hope everyone has their overnight oats recipe card. If you do not have it, it should be on our basic needs website, or you can stop by. We have copies available in housing, as well as the food pantry. On the front of the card, it goes over some of the basics for making the base to overnight oats. And then on the back are some variations on how you can shake up the dish every day, so you can keep it something fresh every day of the week, so it feels like you're eating something new. Thank you. Danny added into the chat where you can find the recipe on the website. Okay, so let's get with making a dish. First things first, I'm going to wash my hands. Always good, especially now, but always to practice some good hygiene. Okay, so let's make some overnight oats. So first I'm going to start with the base, which this I made last night. True to its name, overnight oats is best prepared in advance. You can make a full mason jar and then dish it out, portion it out throughout the week. So I made this last night. You need at least 5 hours. So you can also make it really early in the morning. Doesn't necessarily need to be made at night, but that's a little bit of where the name came from. So this is the base I made yesterday for today, but we're going to make a base as a group, so you can use that later on either this evening or later this week. If you were able to stop by the food pantry or the housing office to pick up a bag with ingredients, you should have had in there some quick oats, as well as a few other things, access to some yogurt, some milk, and then toppings that you can use to have variations to your overnight oats. One of the things that I also really like about it is there's so much that you can customize it. So for example, if you do not like milk, like dairy-based milk, you can use any sort of really liquid, so water, you can use oat milk or almond milk. And then with some of the other things, yogurt is completely optional. You don't need to add it in to have a good dish. The chia seeds, also completely optional, and the type of sweetener. You don't need to add it in, or you can choose whatever you like. So you should also hopefully have a mason jar or some container that you can add your ingredients into. So I'm going to use this mason jar here to get us started. And the first step is we're going to add, well, basically there's one step. Add all the ingredients in, mix it, and store it. So we'll first start with the oats. And so the recipe, the one that you have in your card, calls for half a cup of oats, which would probably make about 1 serving. So if you're just looking to make 1 serving, great place to start. With this size mason jar, you could probably do, triple up the recipe. So if you're wanting to make it for a few days, you just triple the amount. So if I have half cup rolled oats, I'm going to do double the amount for today. So instead of doing 1/2 cup, I'm going to do 2 half cups. And if you really like fractions and doing the math, that is 1 whole cup. I start to get a little lost when it gives them the 1/4 cup measurements. But hey, you know, however makes it best and easiest for you. So this mason jar has a bit of a smaller mouth on it. I tend to recommend ones with very large mouths on it, as it can be a bit easier. But you know, we work with what we got, and I think that's totally okay and awesome, right? So in this circumstance, I'm just going to cut my hand to help make sure I get more of the oats into the mason jar than outside of it as I prepare the oats. So that was 1/2 cup. I'm going to double it up and do 2 half cups. And then if you don't have the exact measuring cup that you need, you may have a 1/4 cup, again, kind of doubling up to get the exact portion that you need. Google is also my friend. I can't tell you how many times I've gone into Google and said, okay, this is calling for a cup of something, and I only have this. What is the direct proportions, and how do I translate this to make it work for what I have? Okay, so we've got the oats. I'm going to use this 1% milk we got with the kit for today. And so it calls for 1/2 cup milk. So like I doubled with the oats, I'm going to double the milk. Okay. And then oats, milk, I'm making a little bit of a mess. That's okay, we'll clean it up afterwards. A lot of these ingredients can be found at really a lot of different grocery stores. One of my favorite things about oats are the bulk bins at Winco. You can get a lot of base ingredients there for pretty cheap. Right now with COVID, obviously they've set it up in such a way where you're not digging in there like you may have done about a year ago, but they have them pre-bagged, so you can still get a large volume for a really good price. Okay, so I'm going to try the yogurt. It's not something that I often use because I don't typically have yogurt just readily available in my fridge. But I want to give it a shot and see how this works and changes the recipe, and see if I want to keep trying that variation in. So this yogurt cup, I'm just mixing it up a little bit so it makes it easier to mix within. And the recipe calls for a 1/4 cup, but I got to remember that I doubled it up. And so 2 times a 1/4 cup, it's 1/2 cup. So I'm just going to keep reusing the same one, less dishes to do at the end. I'm always a fan of that. I think that's probably the thing that prevents me from cooking more or doing bigger dishes and recipes is the cleaning that comes afterwards. So this is about a 1/4 cup. I'm going to go ahead and add that in. Okay. And then rinse my hands a little bit. Okay. The last thing, 2 more things to add in. So with chia seeds, which is listed on your recipe, chia seeds can be admittedly very hard to find, but if you do have them, they add a lot of nutritious value and some interesting texture to the overnight oats. And they go a long way. I think I found this bag at O'Reilly's a while back. And if you don't have chia seeds, it's totally okay. The overnight oats are going to still taste really great. But if you do look for them, try to find good value and know that usually this is going to go a bit of a distance. And so I don't like a whole lot when I add it in. So even though I doubled it up, I'm going to like, you know what, recipe? I don't want to double up the chia seeds. I just want to do a single portion. And that's totally okay because it's overnight oats. And you really, at the end of the day, make it how you like it. And then something to sweeten it up. So in your bag, you may have had some honey. If you cannot eat honey, that's totally okay. Brown sugar also works. Maple syrup can work as well. And so we'll do a tablespoon of the honey. Similar to the chia seeds, I don't like to add too much of the sweetener in personally. And so I'm not going to double that up for this recipe. Okay. Scoop it in. Okay. And then the next step is to mix it. Try and mix it up real good. So the milk essentially gets circulated throughout alongside the other ingredients. So it's fairly portioned and balanced when you eat it later. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to put that in the sink. Now I'm going to put my lid on this and put it in the fridge. In about 5 hours, it should be ready to eat, or tomorrow when I want to go get something for breakfast. It should last in your fridge about 5 days. So since there is dairy in this, you have to be conscientious to make sure it's stored at a good temperature and that once it goes bad, that you do not try to keep on eating it. So I'm going to put this in the fridge. This next part, so you can see a little bit and visualize a little bit of what it would look like to wake up in the morning and prepare to eat your overnight oats. It's been 5 hours and the next day. I'm going to show 2 different things. If you look on the back of your card though, there's a few different variations that you can go ahead and try. We've got peanut butter and jelly, apple pie, banana Nutella, and almond joy. And so part of what can be really fun is you can really be creative with what's in your kitchen and what you already have, right? There's no expectation that you have to go out and make, a perfect example of a peanut butter and jelly overnight oats. So we had in a bag, and I had maple syrup at home, but we had the apple, the pecans, and some cinnamon. So I'm going to go ahead and try and make the apple pie one to eat right now for my lunch. And then we also had some strawberries, so diced up a strawberry. So I'm going to pack that up and have it ready to go for tomorrow. So when I wake up and I'm running late for work, I could just grab it out of the fridge and quickly head off to work. So this is overnight oats, like I mentioned, I prepared yesterday. I'm going to scoop out about 1 serving. So I don't necessarily want to eat all of this right now, and I want to use the other serving to prepare my breakfast for tomorrow. So I got my spoon and a bowl that I'm going to go ahead and eat this in. And I'm going to scoop out about a 1/2 cup. Okay. And then I'm going to add in some diced apples. So I pre-cut, I get a little nervous on camera, so I don't want to try cutting while being recorded. So I pre-cut some apples up. You can chop it to your size preference. So I did some mid-size pieces so I can get the texture of the apple and still get the flavor. I didn't want too big of pieces. And so go ahead and dice the apple. It doesn't have to be any specific shape, just a way that makes it easy and tasty to enjoy. And then we'll add in some pecans. The recipe calls for a tablespoon. Great thing about this, you don't have the exact measurements. You can kind of go ahead and eye out what seems tasty to you. So shake in a few pecans. And then we're going to add in some maple syrup. I get a lot of pancakes, so we definitely got a lot of maple syrup in my house. So I'm going to add in 2 teaspoons of maple syrup. Second. Okay, add a little bit of maple syrup. And then add in a little bit of cinnamon. I'm gonna do a 1/4 teaspoon. So I do a lot of baking with my son. And so for Christmas, or actually no, for my birthday, his big present for me was this really cool set of measuring spoons. If you have a chance, definitely something I'd recommend investing in because it can be really helpful to have around. And you can find them at a lot of different places. When I think I first started getting my apartment ready after leaving home, I definitely found a lot of the stuff at local thrift stores, or I think even the dollar store if you're looking just for some more affordable utensils to use when you're getting your kitchen set up. Okay, so I added in a little cinnamon. And then here's an apple pie variation of overnight oats. Okay. The other thing that I wanted to show you, and a prize that we are sharing out today with some of our attendees, is a to-go container. So like I mentioned, if you wanted to prepare this on the go, so you have it with you. You don't have to worry about quickly preparing something for breakfast in the morning if you're really pressed for time. The tricky thing is sometimes with wet ingredients, you don't want them to sit for a long time in the same space. One time I made a salad and I put the dressing on it, like I prepped it in the morning so I could have it for lunch, and I put the dressing on it. And the spinach got really, really, really soggy. Did not enjoy it. So this container and a lot of to-go containers have separate compartments so you can keep the ingredients separated as you're going about your day. So with this, I'm going to load in some more of the batch that I prepared last night. Okay. And definitely, I was able to wash this one already. I kept the sticker on it so you can see, but do wash these before you use them. Always a good life practice. Cute thing about this, it also has a spoon. So it's already kind of set in there, ready to go. And then I pre-diced some strawberries with the strawberries that came in the kit. So here are some strawberries to add in some fruit, some additional texture and sweet flavor to my oats for tomorrow. And then I'm going to go ahead and put the lid on it, and I can put that back in the fridge. So it's ready to go for me in the morning. So in that one, there were strawberries in the peanut butter and jelly. I don't have the peanut butter set. I might, if I was making it for me right now, might add in the peanut butter right now. But really, I think the important thing to remember with overnight oats is you customize it to whatever you are really craving or wanting to have as part of your dish. It's okay to do just strawberries. I really like chocolate chips mixed in with mine. Just a few, not a whole lot, so you can shake it up and keep it different every day and have it be something that you're gonna really like. So on that note, any questions at the moment about the recipe and overnight oats? Okay. So we are gonna do a randomized drawing of for the prize. We're giving away some of these to-go containers. a mason jar and a morning meals cookbook to the attendees that were able to join us today. Danny added a message into the chat. Those winners will receive the container. They'll be contacted via their Stand Stay email. So be on the lookout for that. And then I really just want to thank everyone for participating today. I really appreciate your time and joining us. I love being able to talk about ways in which we can make food, work within our schedule and still eat things that are good and healthy and that don't have to cost a lot of money. So if you were able to prepare alongside with us, or maybe you're going to prepare something later tonight, we would love to see what you made. So please take a selfie. You can post it to social media and tag our 3 different departments in there. Danny added in our social media handles into the chat. You can use the hashtag NOONtrition to tag and show off what you made. You can show yourself in with a dish or just show us your dish. It's all good, but we'd still love to see what you made. And then I want to do a lot of appreciation and thanks to my colleagues in helping to make this happen, basic needs and organizing a lot of the ingredients and helping to distribute that out with health education and promotion, some of the information around nutrition and working to promote health and healthy eating and housing and residential life as we focus on accessible, easy meals that students can make in their suites and in their apartments. We also are interested in your feedback as participants today. So a link that Danny is going to add into the chat. It's a real quick survey. We would love to know a little bit more about what you thought of the recipe and what you thought about the activity. And then last but not least, we're going to be doing a NOONtrition every month, the last Friday of each month at 12 o'clock or at noon. So be on the lookout for our next one at the end of February. With all that being said, thank you so much. I hope you enjoy your oats and that you have a really great weekend.